you talked, wasn't
Hello,
that?
building trades! Let's try that again. Hello, building trades! Let's wake up, guys. Let Mayor Spano know we're here. All right?
We're here to stay!
Listen, we're here to stay because they are not doing the right thing by the building trades, and they're not doing the right thing by the residents of Yonkers. We are here. There's an IDA meeting going on 470 Nepperham right now, and the mayor is inside, and there's language in the IDA that states that if a developer comes before the IDA looking for taxpayers' money and assistance, and it's more than $5 million, the job becomes a PLA. That's great news, isn't it? Yeah. Except one problem. He gave it a one-year pilot. Mayor Spano gave it a one-year pilot, and all the developers know that it expires December 19th. Exactly right. And the mayor has the chance to do the right thing by the trades, to do the right thing by the residents of Yonkers, and extend that, and he chooses not to do it. Are we going to accept that? No. That is totally unacceptable. The building trades brought him something, and he helped us out. The building trades, led by Eddie Doyle, came with a P2A, a pre-apprenticeship program, pathways to apprenticeships. It allows people of Yonkers to get jobs with the trades and have a career, have pension, have a medical for their family, and have a middle-class job and a career. Led by Eddie Doyle, that was brought, and Mayor Spano, let's be honest, donated $250,000 for that program. And there are people here to talk to you tonight about the program because they entered it and they graduated and now they're working for the trades. It's all good things except for one thing. When this language expires, the jobs go non-union and that program is squashed. It's over. We cannot hire people if we don't have projects in Yonkers to put them on, and it ends tonight. The message has to be sent to Mayor Spano and the City Council. Are you with me? Yeah! Let's get fired up. I now am going to introduce you to the president of the Westchester and Putnam County Building Trades, our leader, and my good friend, Eddie Doyle. Give it up for him.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. And we're joined tonight by the Westchester Building Trades, right? And Tommy Carey's here from the Central Labor Body. You know, Central Labor Body has construction people, teachers, nurses, CSEA, 32BJ, 1199, police, firefighters. You know, today it's us, tomorrow it's them. They understand we're all together on this. You know, just a little history. We've been fighting the IDA for a lot of years here. I've been around a long time. I worked with Mayors Martinelli, with Cisco, Terry Zaleski, I'll miss him too. Zaleski, Spallone, Amicone, John Spencer. I've had difference with every one of them, but not one of them has done what Spano has done to us. Matter of fact, John Spencer, he was the mayor here. I sat in his office with Ridge Hill. He talked to Forest City, writing a $1 billion project, told him, you don't come at the other list of PLA. We did the waterfront, Collins Brothers, Turner Construction. Every job in the waterfront was PLA. Everything was 100% union. Stu Leonard, all union. When Spanos got in, for some reason, we've been suffering for the last 8 years. He made a deal with these rat contracts. I don't know rat contracts what they are. They committed and paid maybe $10, $12 an hour. No, any benefits, mostly no benefits. I met with them. They refused to talk to us. And this was what's going on. And I had a meeting with Spano about a year ago. He finally said to me, okay, we'll do something. We'll make $5 million, anything over $5 million to be a project labor, which was great. We had a press conference at the library in Yonkers. I praised him. I said, you know what? You got guts. You finally stuff these rat contractors, you stuff the people in Yonkers. I praise you for that. Not unbeknown to me that he put a 1-year limit on this. I didn't even know that at the time. I tried to call him the last couple of weeks. He returned my calls. I wrote him a letter. Nothing. He sent me a message that on the 19th, which is a couple of days from now, he's going to abandon this, cancel this program. And that's what's going on with him. You know. And I got to tell you something. You know, we've trained. IDA gave us $25,000 Mike.
I gotta throw something in there. You can't have blocking this part.
Make a hole.
Make a hole.
Make a hole.
Tighten it up, guys.
Anybody blocking the
Make a
parking
hole.
lot?
Let him
Right
through.
This is a walkway.
How about if everybody just stays to one side? We'll leave the right
Well,
side.
guys, please, you can't block the walkway. Thank you.
He's right there. He's right there.
Thank you very much.
Listen.
Hey, Ben. How are you?
We got some Councilman Mike Cater's joined us today. Everybody here supported Mike. And I got to tell you about Mike Cater. Mike, every word Mike said, Mike lived everything he said. The same rat contractors went to Mike.
There you go.
Contractors went to Michael and said to Mike, how do we get around this? And Mike said, look, you got to do Lady Doyle, and we're not going to support you. But just so the bottom line is, there's two contracts here in Westchester. What Mike did, he grandfathered all these contractors in that put him through his job like 5 years ago. All these projects were grandfathered in. So what happened?
Guys, got to move it over.
We had Ginsburg and State Construction, two of these rack contractors. State Construction came to me and said, give us 50, I need 50% off of wages, 50% of our wages and benefits. Would you do a 50% of your profit? Why should I? He said. Hey, what do you pay your people? What do you even tell me? This is Ginsburg, it's not just waiting out. I mean, there's two contractors that got to Mike Spano, Mike caved. He caved in. A lot of things are going to happen here in the next couple of months or so. Some things I can't talk about that. There's going to be something going on here. You're going to find out later on. Some might be in jail if this is all over. Hopefully it won't be me. But, you know, it's just, you know, we have apprentices who want to give them a career, another job. What we did, we trained, we had three classes, we did one. We had 15 people. 10 of them have jobs now without doing this trade, but none of them are in Yonkers. We don't have any jobs in Yonkers anymore. This guy just turned his back on us. The Spanos took over. I don't know what's in their mind, but I got a good idea. You'll probably find out later on down the road why this is happening. And it's happening for a reason. Somebody's making a lot of money in Yonkers, and it's not to do the trade, not to work at men and women in the city. Is there any council people here tonight besides Mike?
What happened? I'm a one-man army.
I called every one of them and invited them here to stand here with us tonight. They're having a Christmas party. I don't know what they're not celebrating for us, that's for sure. But anyway, Mike, I'm happy you came.
Thanks for having me.
And a lot of things will be going on. And like I said, we got to fight. We got to fight for good contracts. Our contracts can't bid against these guys. They just can't do it. You can't bid against a guy paying $10 an hour with no benefit. How do they do it? And Mike's thing is, well, we can't get any contract to bid the work. There was no work. It was all grandfathered in. I should have known like a week ago when I read the paper. I saw Snake bidding to do that job on the Kimball Theater on Yonkers Avenue. He's not a rack contract. I don't think he pays $10 an hour. So I knew that Mike came. And I got to tell you something. He's giving all kinds of tax breaks. I don't know. The money, I don't know if they're actually paying the money. I'm going to tell you something. We'll have to sit together here and let Mike know we can't get away with this. You want good paying jobs. That is another thing. The Democratic Party, the Democratic Party used to be a party of labor. It used to be a party of good wages, benefits, pensions, no more. The Democratic Party doesn't support these rack contractors that pay $10 an hour and no benefits. That's what they turned into. So just so you all know, we're going to stick together. He's defied. The council just passed the things that the term limits are over now. He can run again, right? The last two times it's come up here to the people, they voted unanimously to keep term limits. This time they avoided that. We have to remind everybody that this isn't right what they're doing. This is a thing here where it's like you think Trump's family does everything? This is nothing compared to what the Spanos are doing. Nothing. It's a disgrace what's going on in this city. I don't want to talk to those other guys who want to talk. John, where are you, John?
Right here.
Let's let other people talk. Good
job,
Listen, I want to hear quickly. He's a friend of labor. We back him. He's been supporting us. So let's give it up to hear a few words from City Council President Mike Spano.
There was somebody in the back that said we couldn't hear you, but I heard you guys. Eddie heard you guys. Anthony from Local 60 heard you. Lou heard you. Listen, this country was built on labor. The hard-working men and women of organized. We look at what's going on in the city of Yonkers. There's a lot of great development. And I said this last Monday, I think, around this time. There is absolutely no reason why development and labor can't coexist, and we can't have labor jobs here. All the sides have to come together and work out a deal. And when both people walk off the table upset, that's a fair settlement. I mean that. When I first met many of you, I said I'll stand with labor, I'll advocate for labor, and I live and stand by those words. Keep up the great work. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and a peaceful and successful 2019 to everyone. God bless.
One thing, Tommy Carey's here, the president of Central Labor Party. Tommy lost his voice, so he really can't talk. Give it a try, Tommy.
Thanks, Ed. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's here tonight. You guys, this is a great turnout. Something long overdue in the city of Yonkers for what this mayor has been doing to us. Okay, so I appreciate everybody from the Central Labor Body, the Westchester Putnam Building Trades. I see Local 1-2, Local 60, the carpenters, nurses, firefighters. We need to stand together because this is solidarity right here. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to everybody.
All right, you got it, brother.
Good job.
Great job. Thank you, guys. Listen, the next guy I want to introduce is another great labor leader. He grew up in Yonkers. He's the president of the Teamsters, Local 456. Let's give it up for Lou Bacani. Brothers and sisters, thank you for coming. Tonight is a night that we tell every politician you are not going to take organized labor for granted. We're going to tell them we get you elected, we could get you out of office. The city of Yonkers has always been a blue-collar city, and it's changed. But we could turn it back to a blue-collar. We live here, we work here, and we vote here. Everybody has to remember that. We have to have these politicians stop caving into the developers. The developers bring nothing to the city of Yonkers. They take away our communities, they take away our neighborhoods, they exploit our people, and then they leave. We cannot tolerate that. And we have to make it known that we will stand with the communities, get them what they need, but they have to stand with us. Organized labor will be back. We will show everybody in the city of Yonkers, everybody in the county, and everybody in the state that organized labor matters. I want to thank everybody for coming here tonight. Everybody have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and I'm going to turn it back over to John.
Thanks, Lou!
Okay, I had one of my apprentices here, but unfortunately he just sent me a text. He had an emergency, he had to go home. But the reason why he was here, he lives in Yonkers. He went through that P2A class that we had. He graduated from there, and he became an apprentice of mine in Local 46. He's part of our apprenticeship program, and he's a really hard worker and a good guy. Unfortunately, though, he can't work in Yonkers. He's got to go to Brooklyn to get a job, which is good. That's what's great about the union. You could go elsewhere, but why is it that people in Yonkers cannot get a job in Yonkers? That's the question we should be asking Spano. Why is it, Mayor? Why is it?
The wage. That's why. Because they're cheating on the wage. Yep. We won't forget him when he wants to run for something. He wants to forget us. We won't forget him.
Well, we'll get to that.
We have another politician that joined us today, Assembly-elect Nader Sage.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here, and I just want you to know, we've spoken to labor, and those of us that sought labor support need to appreciate labor support, and we need to make sure that labor and projects in Yonkers go hand in hand, that developers need to recognize that labor to Yonkers is families, it's tradition, it's basically not only income and salaries, but it's a basic fabric of our economic development. So I stand in solidarity with labor, and I can assure you with whatever efforts I can undertake, I will do so on behalf of labor to make sure that the men and women that work hard and keep our city afloat are represented and acknowledged and respected when it comes to development and projects and jobs. Good luck, guys. Keep it up.
Good job, Nader. Good job, Nader.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're looking for an extension of this language for the IDA to keep their work. We want an extension. Most of you people that live in Yonkers understand that they just eliminated term limits.
Yes.
All right? They didn't come through Yonkers residents. They did it in a back door, approved it, and the residents of Yonkers had no say. So I'm going to make a statement, and your response is no re-election. I'm going to make a statement, and your response will be no re-election. No extension?
No re-election.
No extension?
No re-election.
No extension?
No re-election.
No extension?
No re-election.
No extension?
No re-election.
No extension?
No re-election.
No extension?
No re-election.
Very good, thank you. What do we want?
Unit.
I keep doing that by accident. I'm the
Yeah, all right. Also, we got to just use our mouth.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
We were talking about the developers and the IDA. Ginsburg actually met with Mr. Doyle up in the council's chamber and myself, and what he didn't come, he sent a representative. And what he said was, I'll wait this extension out, I'll file all the paperwork, but when it expires, I will get everything I want. So he disrespected everybody standing here, and yes, when this expires, he will get everything he wants on the back of everybody that's here. So you have to remember that. It's a game they played, and it went right into them. They just held their cards, and they waited us out. Some of the developers have been talking to Mr. Doyle, but we haven't been to where we have to get. So we have to keep the pressure on. This is just day one, stage one. We have to multiply, and we have to make sure we get stronger until we get what we want.
We're just getting started.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, you have to understand something. The contractors that these developers are hiring are breaking the law. They're exploiting the workers they hire. They don't pay them the right wages. They don't pay them all the hours they work. So they're hiring criminals. They are not doing the right thing. And your local politicians are not doing the right thing by you by standing tall. Now listen, some of you are from the city and some of you are not. But in the city, we have a movement. Count me in. 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 And to show solidarity, we raise our fists in the head. In the solidarity. 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 This means we're all one. All the trades, all the unions are one. Yeah. Because if we stick together, we can beat anybody. And any politician that does not want to do the right thing by us will be on. Can I count you in? 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 Make some noise! and there's a Christmas party.
Let's go in.
We're gonna wish everybody Merry Christmas.
Let's go!
Merry Christmas. Let's go.
Let's go to see the Christmas party.
Guys, no signs. Bring signs in there.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Just no signs and no signs, all that stuff.
Leave your signs. Leave your signs.
How are you? Great. How are you? Miss Maria, say happy
I believe now they decide to go to the chambers. So just follow me.
Just curious.
How you doing? Merry Christmas. How are you?
See you guys. Mayor. See you guys. How you doing? Hey.
How you doing, Mayor? As soon as the labor people start arriving, the mayor left the room. As you guys can see, he's walking towards his office. Hey, Vinny.
Gotta look cool for you and that for you, brother. You're the best, man.
That's a difficult deal. No, we don't want that.
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Union!
When do we want it?
Now!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho!
And union leaders crashed the party, basically. As soon as they walked in, Mayor walked out.
Everybody go! What do we want? Union!
Frank Sportano, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing very good.
Frank, what do you have to say about today? What are the demands?
For the past couple of years, I've been against this open shop. I've been against this non-union bullshit. It's been going on for a number of years. I've been on all the job sites throughout the city of Yonkers, throughout New York City, and what I've encountered that these developers are exploiting the workers and they're paying them $10, $12, and in many cases off the books as well. And I've caught them getting paid in cash off the books. And the only way to fix this, you have to hold the accountability to the legislators and the mayor and the developers. Well, we have a New York State called the Occupational Standard Wages and Labor per New York State labor law. So they're actually breaking the law. They're breaking the law within the city, and our legislators are letting it happen. Every time you pay someone that's not getting paid the occupational standard and wages as per New York State labor law, you're breaking the law.
How you doing, sir? Good. So tell us, from your point of view, not just what is the problem, but what is the solution?
The solution is hire a union. You know, that's what we're all here for. We live in this town. I live in Yonkers. I want to see all the jobs go union, PLAs, for security, for our future, for our kids' futures.
Mayor? Mayor?
I'm not going to do that here, but do you want to do it in my office?
What's that? Yes. So Mayor said that he will give us an interview, not right here, but he will talk to us in his office.
Yeah, it's just not...
No, I understand. Yes, yes. Like the mayor said that they're having a party, and he will take us to his office, and he will talk to us in private.
Hey, yo, Cal. My office.
How are you?
I'm doing
Merry
good. Yourself? Merry Christmas to you too and your family. As you guys can see, they're trying to block me.
Just, he wants it.
In your office, Mayor?
Yeah, we're going to schedule something. Oh.
Good
job, man. No, I gotta just do an interview real quick. Excuse me. Where's Christina? Are you gonna come in?
Mayor Spano is always kind, and he's going to give me a one-on-one interview.
Okay.
How are you doing, Mayor? As always, thank you very much for always taking the time to speak with us. Mayor, you heard the demands, what they want. Now, from your standpoint of view, what do you think is the problem and what can be done to resolve the issue?
Well, let's go back. Right? This is what you call the proverbial, no good deed goes unpunished. This leadership of this particular group, this is not all the unions, but this is a particular group, has asked for is the ability to basically dictate to any developers who come in with private money to Yonkers that they would be 100% labor. And I support that, and I support that effort, but not as a mandatory measure, because if you do it as a mandatory measure, then these corporations won't come to Yonkers. And I want to remind everybody, this is a really important fact. There is no city in New York State that does this. What they're asking Yonkers residents to take on here is something that no city in New York State does. No city in Westchester does. New Rochelle, White Plains, Yonkers. So what I did as in an effort to try and kind of bring labor together with the developers, I said, you know what? How about we do a one-year pilot project? We'll give you the ability to negotiate with the developers. And if you're able to negotiate a PLA, so in other words, we made a PLA requirement for 1 year as a pilot project, all right, so that we would see if this could work. What was a dismal failure? Over the past year, Yonkers has gotten no new major development in the ground. Now remember, not talking about the stuff that was been in the ground previous, talking about the new stuff that we're looking to get done in the next year. So, as I said before, no good deed goes unpunished. That's set to expire. I know that some of our friends would like to see it continue. That would really hurt the taxpayers of Yonkers because it would cease development in our city. And it would be okay if it was something that New York State passed. In other words, we'd be on an even footing. If we have to do it, then New Rochelle should have to do it, and White Plains should have to do it, New York City should have to do it. It shouldn't be something that only the taxpayers of Yonkers have to do. Don't know what that. You don't know what that is? So it shouldn't be something that only the taxpayers of Yonkers have to do. It should be something that either we do statewide or we don't do it all. So I'm trying to work with labor. I did something, like I said, I did something more. New Rochelle wouldn't do this. White Plains wouldn't do this. I did it. And I did it, and you would think that there would be a thank you, but there wasn't. It didn't work for them, and so this is that's their reaction. But it's I understand labor. Labor is good. It's good for our city. These are good men and women who work really, really hard. But we have to find and strike a balance. Strike a balance to what's good for the taxpayers of that city, of our city. Because see costs go up 30% because of what they want to do is not something that's good for the taxpayers.
Now, Mayor, we know the problem. Now, what is the solution?
The solution is very, very simple. The solution is for the union presidents, these particular labor or these particular presidents, to sit down with developers and find compromise and find common ground, which is what they're doing. Just so you know, RXR, most of that job being done right now is union labor. Extel, potentially Avalon Bay. I'm sorry, most of RXR, most of China Construction, most of Avalon Bay is all being done labor. Why? Because they have sat down with our encouragement and said, we would like you to use labor. But they did not, and the owners of these companies did not want to negotiate from a position of weakness. And so we're always trying to strike the balance. What they were asking for here was that we impose it. And no city in New York State, not one, imposes this on the developers. And so I'm not going to let Yonkers be the only city without development, because that would be bad for the city, it'll be bad for our future, and you know what? And it will stall this economic, rebirth that we have going on here, and I'm not going to let that happen.
Well, Mayor Spano, thank you for your time. Wish you a Merry Christmas to you and your family, and always a pleasure to speak with you, sir.
Nice to see you.